going on, guys? Oh, me. Well, I figured I'd do a little video of doing a little bit of bush hogging. So you have to bear with me just a little bit because I don't have any kind of mounts or anything like that on my tractor, so I'm pretty much having to do it just hold the camera and stuff by hand, and so it may be a little bit shaky and stuff, but but I just want to put out a little video and stuff like that. Like I told you before, that there will be a lot of videos and stuff of doing stuff around the land and stuff like that. So being the low board and everything right now is slow, this be a perfect time to get stuff done around the land and everything. I had to go yesterday and buy a couple blades for the bush hog. One of them I think it was about a little over a month ago, I guess. I was bush hogging stuff, and I guess I hit a stump or a big limb or something like that, and the whole blade, that whole steel blade just completely broke right there where the bolt goes through to hold it on. And I don't know where it went to. That's the reason whenever I used to do this, mow yards and do a few driveways and bush hog and stuff like that for people, some people, they'd want to stand out there and watch, and I'd tell them no, that this tractor's not moving until you get far enough away or get inside or something like that, because anything, especially bush hogging, I mean, a mower, you can sling up a rock or anything and hit somebody and stuff like that. But bush hogging, this thing is turning, I don't know how fast, but it'll sure sling some stuff. And if one of them blades breaks like this one did, and as fast as that thing is slinging, and can you imagine a 2-foot steel blade, probably maybe a 1/2 inch thick, 3 inches wide? You imagine that thing come flying towards your head or whatever, that thing will kill you. And so it ain't nothing to play around with. And then plus I had to get a new wheel and stuff for the back, because again, I wasn't paying attention, and I was backing up and backed into a stump and busted my wheel and bent the Y bracket and everything that the wheel goes on. So just be careful whenever you're out bush hogging and stuff like that. So but I'm gonna turn y'all around here and show you a little bit of about my tractor, bush hog, and what kind it is, and a few things to check and everything, and actually a few things to keep on it while you're out bush hogging. But all right, turn y'all around here. Okay, what I got is let's see, I think it's a 2020, maybe a 2019. I don't know, I've had it for a couple years, but it's a 3901 L3901 Kubota. It's about, they claim it's about 39 horsepower. The hydrostatic transmission. This old tractor has been a beast. I've definitely put this thing through more than what it should. but anyway, the bush hog, it's a Land Pride RCR 1860. It's a 5-foot. They call it a rotary cutter, but it's bush hog and everything. So a few things you want to check out. Well, like I said, I replaced the blade. I had to replace that back wheel, and a few things you want to check every time before you bush hog. So you want to check your gear oil, and because you definitely don't want to burn that gearbox up. That is a high dollar gearbox right there. So on mine, it's a 3/4 inch. So you just take that 3/4 inch socket or box end wrench or whatever, and just unscrew that, and it's like a dipstick. It's about that tall, I guess. And check your gear oil. Make sure everything's good. Make sure it's not milky. Make sure it's full and everything like that. So, like I said, you don't want to burn that up. A few other things you want to check. Your hydraulic oil right there. Let's see. You can check it right there. If it's low, then you fill it back there. What a lot of people have told me is they recommend, I don't know if it makes a difference, it's just what I've heard from a good friend of mine who's had nothing but Kubotas, and he knows all about them, is to use, I know it may be a little bit more expensive, but use Kubota products, especially while it's still under warranty. Supposedly they got some kind of special blend or something in there, I don't know, but anyway, I don't want to mess the warranty up, but you fill your oil right there if you need to. Of course, you got all your filters. I am a little bit overdue for a full service on it, so maybe I'll get on here one day and whenever I get the money to do a full service, because this thing's got like 4 or 5 filters and stuff like that. So, but you check the oil right there. This is on the, I guess what you consider the driver's side. But just check all your oils and stuff like that. Of course, you got your high, medium, and low range. 4-wheel drive right there. If you ever get to where one of the tires is spinning, even though it's in 4-wheel drive, you can take the heel of your foot, push down on that enough to get you out, and that'll basically lock everything in. So it does go through a regen process every now and then. It does not have DEF, but it does go through a regen. But like I said, a few things to keep on here. Keep your fire extinguisher on here. Whenever you bush hogging, or especially when you're bush hogging, because you're out all this tall grass and whatever, and that grass gets hot and it catch fire and stuff like that. So just from experience, keep your fire extinguisher on there. Let's see, check your water level and coolant and everything. It's right there. I did this morning, I did put a new air filter on there, because you definitely want to keep that air filter clean. Keep it blown out, and this thing had probably, I think, 400 hours on it on the original one, and I've always kept it clean and blown out, but it was just getting about time for a new one. So about like your truck, everything else, just like you, your tractor has to breathe, otherwise you're gonna burn the motor up. Another thing to check for whenever you're doing a bush hogging and stuff in tall grass is, see if I can do this with one hand. There's a screen right here, right in front of the radiator. Pull this screen out. See all that junk? That's just what I got through doing just a while ago. But this whole screen will completely get covered up in that stuff right there. This dust, small little seeds and all that stuff that come off what you're bush hogging, the grass and stuff. But take an air hose. You can either take it on tire and do it like that, bounce it out, whatever. But take you a air hose, clean it, and then get in there and clean your radiator inside and out. Get you a long chuck, air chuck, and stick in there between that fan and everything, blow it all out. Yeah, because you'll be amazed what comes out of there. And if that radiator gets clogged up, just like your truck, if it gets clogged up, the motor won't be able to breathe, and it'll start overheating. Last year I was bush hogging about 5 acres of kudzu, and for a customer, and I'd only been on it probably a couple hours, and before the last time I had cleaned it out, and I was just bush hogging along, and just so happened, I don't know how long it'd been running hot. I don't think it had done it that long, but I just so happened to look down, and my temperature gauge was pegged out. And so I immediately shut it off, let it cool down, and what it was this right here was all clogged up. You couldn't even see through it. And then the radiator was all gunked up, and well, not gunked up, but had a bunch of stuff inside of it, so I had to get that cleaned out. But just keep an eye on that stuff, because I mean, between this tractor, the bush hog, the bucket right up there, and the box blade, and the trailer, I mean, that's a little over $33,000 worth of equipment. So you definitely don't want to tear this up, because if it's something that's your fault, even though it's got warranty's not going to cover it. So, but anyway, I guess that's about it. What I do is I raise my bucket all the way up to let my hood up, and as you can see, here, let me put this thing back in here. Maybe I can do this with one hand. This has like a little groove that it slides into. Just take that. Well, and this slides, you can take it out from either side, so don't push it over too far. See, like I just did there. So just line it up, get it center and everything. So you just take your hood, and I sort of got to play with mine a little bit. Hold on with the Alright, my hood's a little off, so it takes a little bit to get it shut. As you can see, I went up on a stump or a twig one time, didn't see it, and pushed it through. Luckily it didn't go through a lot of stuff, but I was going through the woods one day, through the trails, and I was just riding. I wasn't doing anything, just riding, and a limb, a pretty big old limb, broke from a tree. And if I'd have been about a second or two quicker going through there, then it probably landed right on my head. But it hit right here, and it hit somewhere else, I think. But anyway, it bent the hood a little bit, and so you out just doing your driveway and cutting your yard and stuff like that, then yeah, you probably keep it looking nice. But whenever you got a 70-something acres that you got to maintain, you ain't gonna keep it looking pretty. So actually I need to wash it, but things are gonna happen. It's gonna get roughed up and everything like that, but just keep it greased just like you would your truck. You got grease points all through it, and everything. So keep it greased, check your fluids, make sure they're all good and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here and let y'all see a little bit of bush hogging. I just got through doing some, which y'all see that next, and then out towards the front, I got, I don't know, probably about another, I done probably about an acre over there, and I got about another 5 acres to go to bush hog today, or try to get it done today. So it's hot outside, so I don't know if I will or not. And especially with it being hot, like I said, just keep an eye on your temp. Don't overwork it and stuff like that. So another thing, I was a couple years ago, I was out bush hogging and everything, where I'm fixing to get ready to go. That's the reason I say keep a fire extinguisher. But here's your muffler coming out. One of them little pine saplings, I was getting some of them knocked down, and a twig had went up inside the cover right there for the muffler and wedged in and was sitting on the muffler, and I kept smelling something burning. And I finally got out and started looking around. I couldn't find anything. Finally, I found that twig, and that twig or that piece of sapling was sitting there actually smoldering and everything. So if I wouldn't have caught it, then it would eventually completely caught on fire. Luckily, I was able to sit there and get it wiggled out, but it was wedged in there pretty tight. But anyway, just keep an eye on stuff like that. Always check underneath, make sure nothing, no lines or anything has broke. You caught a twig or a limb or something like that and ripped something underneath or punctured a hole or anything like that. So just keep an eye on everything. But all right, we're gonna get off here and let y'all see a little bit of bush hogging. All right. Well, I guess I hit the stump. Alright guys, a little section I'm finna do right now. It's about 4.5, 5 acres. And of course I'm not gonna go through the whole thing with you, but like I said, I don't know if you've seen in previous videos, I got about 3/4 of a mile of road frontage. All this section right here in the front, right by the driveway on both sides, I keep that mowed with a mower. And then this up here I mow with a bush hog. But this section right here is probably about a 1/2 mile long, and I'll probably make a pass or two recording, and so we'll get with it. All right. Alright guys, that's pretty much one pass. Figured out to do. Took me about 10 minutes to go that little section right there. So I still got all that other part to do. And but I won't bore y'all with all of it. Plus, like I said, I ain't got no mounts, so I'm having to hold the camera. So anyway, I'm gonna get after it, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Y'all be safe out there. Semper Fi.